Hi guys, thanks for tuning in and welcome to this special edition episode of League of Rome. I'm Romami and today we're going to be looking at an amateur look into the build of Garen. Okay guys, so as I say there, I am an amateur at League. I'm only rank 14 there as you'll see. But I think I picked up quite a bit. Garen's probably my strongest character so far. He's an easy character to play, which has made getting into the game quite straightforward for me. I found it very helpful. But I just want to share with you guys what I've learned and what I understand and kind of just how I'm building Garen myself, just so you guys can get a view into that. So I've got my Garen there. I'm total. It's currently level 5 destroyer. I've received one of the Masteries 6 tokens. I need a second one to advance my level. You get the Mastery tokens to rank up by getting an S- rank or higher. And that'll earn you the tokens. With two of them, you merge them, and that enables you to rank up to level 6. What comes at level 6 to me is still a mystery, but I'll keep you guys posted as I find out. I haven't got ranked high enough yet to be able to join the league ranked matches at this time, but once I get to that again, that's something I'm going to share with you guys and develop with you guys, and I can't wait to get started. Okay, so when we're looking at the actual build of Garen, there's a few things I'm just working towards here. I've already bought my runes. If you're unaware, you get the runes from the shop, which is just a store up here. Once it loads, there we go. You go on the gameplay tab, and here you can buy your runes. Runes can be really expensive. The ones you see here, the quite expensive ones, are the tier 3 ones. I'm just using tier 2 ones right now. You can't use the tier 3 ones for a little while until you're at rank 20. So for now, you just fill it down to tier 2 and you can see all the runes there for a nice cheap 1 influence point. The influence points are up here at the top of the screen. It's very easy to buy what you need as you unlock them runes. The benefit of runes, as you can see, they give you little boosts in various areas. So they're very much worth getting, because it might just be that little bit that tips you over against another player that you're playing against. And for such a low cost, it's so worth doing. For the tier 3 ones, once you're ranked to be able to earn them, like I say, it requires level 20. They are more expensive, but the benefit of them is a little bit higher. If you're seriously wanting to get into competitive league, I'd highly recommend that you work towards collecting the tier 3 boost there, glyphs and various options, just to enable you to push that a little bit further and get a little bit more out of it. If you're wanting to play competitive, all the other competitive players will be using these. So it's something I'm going to work towards once I get to rank 20. The idea is I'm just going to save my influence points and build them up and just keep pushing and pushing and pushing to increase Garen to be a point that I'm offensive and able to level much more easily, be able to use him in a competitive gameplay. Obviously, because of how competitive gameplay works, you need to be able in multiple characters. So at the moment, my strongest are Garen and Jin Zhao, but I'll cover more on Jin Zhao in a separate video. This is just focused on Garen, as I explained. So the runes I've built up to use, I bought all the runes that I'd need to fill all of the slots. I was quite keen to make sure I had everything that I needed to get me going. So that's kind of the option that I took. So to start simple, you have marks, seals, glyphs, and quintessences. You get one unlocked every time you rank up, and by doing that, you'll gain more abilities through applying these to your open slots. So currently I have unlocked 5 mark slots. All of my marks I'm going for the same. I'm going for the mark of lethality. Lethality in League of Legends is very, very simply armor penetration. Now, armor penetration scales depending on the enemy you are fighting against. The only way to get 100% lethality is to be attacking a rank 18 champion. So currently, as you can see over here on the right, I've got plus 8.7 lethality score. That is across all of my runes. The only way for me to actually achieve the 8.7 lethality is the full armor penetration that I've currently got available would be to be fighting a level 18 champion. Moving on then, we have seals. As you can see, I'm rolling out the Seal of Hell and Seal of Armor. I'm sticking very kind of equal in what I'm pouring into the Seal of Health and Seal of Armor. I've got almost equal number of runes to input, but once I do unlock my final rune slot at rank 28 for the seals, I will have one additional Seal of Health instead of Seal of Armor, just to give me that little bit further health boost. Moving on then, we go to our glyphs. With all of the glyph slots, I'm using the same glyph type, which is magic resist. I often find playing as Garen that I am a bit of a cookie dough character when I start getting attacked with strong spellcaster champions. So by applying these glyphs, it's just increasing, making me less squishy in a term to them characters. So that's why I'm stacking up on the glyph of magic resist. And finally, you have quintessences. You only achieve 3 quintessences all the way up to top rank. The final one is the final glyph rune slot, that you unlock, which is at rank 30. Quintessences are a much stronger equivalent of mark seals or glyphs. So I'm going out there with the lethality again, just to give that a bigger boost so I can hit a higher percentage overall. And then, as I say, towards the later rounds, the later time in a match, I'll be more and more damaging to enemy champions. So we move on to Masteries. As you can see, as I'm only ranked 14, I've only got that many Mastery points available. So currently I've got 5 Mastery points in Sorcery in the Ferocity column. That increases ability damage by 2%. I've got 1 point in Fresh Blood. Fresh Blood is where your first basic attack against an enemy champion deals an additional 10 damage plus 1 per level. That then carries a 6-second cooldown. Then you can hit another champion with a basic attack and you'll again get that bonus. I've then put 2 points into the Natural Talent. In Natural Talent, you gain 0.8 plus 0.18 per level attack damage and 1.2 plus 0.27 per level ability power. At level 18, that'll grant plus 4 attack damage and 6 ability power at level 18. This is not a fully ranked talent, so that will be impacting on the build. Once I get that to full, I'll then move on to the Bounty Hunter skill. The Bounty Hunter Mastery, which requires 11 points in the Ferocity column, deals 1.5% increased damage for each unique enemy champion you have killed. Moving on from this, I'm also building in the Resolve column. This is to make me more defensive, so I'll have some offensive from the ferocity column, and some defensive from the resolve column. I've currently got 5 points in unyielding, which provides a plus 5% bonus armor and magic resist, being fully spec. Moving on from this, I will get the Siege Master. In Siege Master, you gain 8 armor and magic resistance when near an allied tower. So when you're defending your own towers, when you're on the back foot, it just gives you that little bit more survivability while you're holding back, just trying to tease the enemy champions into attacking you. So the turret will come into play and your tower will help you in taking down that enemy. Following on from this, I will be putting 5 points into runic armor. At level 1, it'll provide shield, healing, regeneration, and lifesteal on you are 1.6% stronger. This will stack up with the 5 points. Moving on from this, I will purchase the Fearless skill. With Fearless, you gain 10% plus 2 per level bonus armor and magic resistance when damaged by an enemy champion for 2 seconds. This carries a 9-second cooldown. But as you can imagine, that's going to provide a lot more survivability when the champion does either gank you, or if you're just in a face-on-face attack there, or where there's multiple champions, just to give you that bit more chance to potentially escape or finish the job. Moving on from this, I will place 5 points in Swiftness. Swiftness provides an increase in tenacity and slow resistance. This will aid in the escape when you are on the back foot again, or when enemies are trying to slow you down when you're chasing them down. It'll just give you that bit better chance of reaching them and killing them before they get to a tower to help defend them. And finally, I will put an additional point in resolve, just bring it right up to the top there, to ensure that I've got a full tree and a final skill. So to unlock the Grasp of the Undying, it does require 17 points in resolve. Every 4 seconds in combat, your next attack against an enemy champion deals damage equal to 3% of your max health and heals you for 1.5% of your max health. This is a very, very good skill for Garen. Garen has a lot of health as it is, but once you see the item set that I roll as well, it'll just kind of show you why the health boost that I've got in the items will be much more beneficial once I have the Grasp of the Undying. I'll now just pop up on your screen there a picture of the full Garen build, Mastery build that I'll be using, just so you guys can see how the finished product looks. Okay, cool. So moving on, we'll just go to the spells. Now, on the previous video that I posted up, I was using Ghost. Ghost is helpful in that it gives your character a speed boost, so you can run back into the fight quicker, or it gives you a bit of flight ability when you're on the back foot or needing to move across the map swiftly. It is limited. It is very limited. It's positive in that it enables you to move through units instead of having to circle around them, but you can still be slowed while you've got Ghost. So if enemies are playing savvy, they will hit you with a slow when you are trying to escape. So in that sense, it has quite a negative impact, and you don't get so much out of the spell. The other spell I've been using is Heal. Just again, if I'm on the back foot, or to give me a bit more survivability when I'm escaping. The skill is very helpful. It gives you that slight health boost, and it is quite slight. It does increase as your champion level increases, but it also grants a 30% movement speed for a second to you and enemy, a target allied champion. Now the healing is obviously helpful in giving you the extra little boost that you might need just to finish a fight, but also just to escape. However, I am going to replace Ghost with Flash, just because of the impact of slow. It gives you that jump away from enemy champions and does help with the escape. I find that spells are most important. I use the more defensive ones as a manner of protecting myself and ensuring that I've got the best escapability and best chance of getting out alive, so I'm not racking up death for the team and not feeding the enemy champions. So I will be using Flash and Heal moving forward. Okay, so for item sets, as you can see, I've got different item sets for different characters. Let's have a quick look at the Garen one in this video. So I do have a section for starting items. What I use the cloth armor for a slight armor increase for the start of the game. I also buy 4 potions for the early interactions where you're fighting enemies, just to give you a better chance to come out on top, to start building the level and start leveling your character up and feeding a bit off of the enemy while not feeding them. I also purchased the Warding Totem Trinket. This item's free, but it'll place a ward which will reveal the surrounding area. It's helpful to put these down just so it is really clear when enemies are coming towards you when you're starting to fight the minions. It's also good so if your health is getting low, you can see if there's other enemy champions approaching, so you can make a swift escape before you're even within their reach, potentially even before they see you. It's also handy to place when you're fighting the dragons, just to make sure there's no enemies sneaking up to gank you. It keeps you fully aware. Okay, so these are the core items that I need to create the mid-game items that I'm aiming for. So I've got the Ruby Crystal, which provides 150 health, the Longsword, which provides 10 attack damage, and the No Magic Mantle, which provides 25 magic resist. These 3 items should be all I need to create the mid-game items. I have it set out this way so it's really clear when I'm in the game. These are the options that come up in the shop, and I know I need this, this, and this to start. I need to collect these to build these. I've got everything on my screen that I need. So the mid-game items again are a step below the full build. All of the full build items that I use require 1 or 2 of the mid-game items. I think all the ones that I'm currently using require 2 except for boots. So for the mid-game items that I work towards, I have the Chain Vest, which provides 40 armor, the Giant's Belt, which provides 380 health, the Fage, which provides 200 health, 15 attack damage, and also the unique passive Rage. This provides a basic attack grant 20 movement speed for 2 seconds. I do apologise. Kills grant 60 movement speed instead. This movement speed bonus is half for ranged champions. Again, as I'm using Garen, a melee champion, I get the full benefit. Caulfield Warhammer, which provides 25 attack damage, plus 10% cooldown reduction. Hex Drinker provides 20 attack damage, 35 magic resistance, and also the passive Lifeline. On taking magic damage that would reduce health below 30%, that's a shield that absorbs 110 to 280 magic damage for 5 seconds. This carries a 9-second cooldown. The Kindle Gem, 200 plus health, as well as a 10% cooldown reduction. The Spectre's Cowl, which provides 250 health, 30 magic resistance, and grants 150% base health regeneration for up to 10 seconds after taking damage from an enemy champion. And finally, Bami's Cinder, which provides 208 health, but also has the unique passive of Immolate, which deals 5 plus 1 per champion level magic damage per second to nearby enemies, deals 50% bonus damage to minions and monsters. So, moving on to the full build, depending on what's currently happening in the fight, for example, who I'm up against in my lane, I will rotate which ones I purchase first and which I leave towards the end. So to go through in turn, we have the Dead Man's Plate. Dead Man's Plate provides 500 health, 50 armor, while also providing a unique passive Dreadnought. While moving, build stacks of momentum, increasing movement speed by up to 60 at 100 stacks. Momentum quickly decays while under the effects of a stun, taunt, fear, polymorph, or immobilize effect, and slowly decays while slowed. It also comes with the unique passive of Crushing Blow. Basic attacks discharge all momentum, dealing 1 physical damage per 2 stacks. If 100 stacks are discharged, damage is doubled and the target is slowed by 50%, decaying over 1 second against melee targets. This arm is very, very good for getting back into the fight because of the movement speed increase, but also if you attack a champion with that first attack when you're on 100 stacks of Dreadnought, 100 stacks of momentum, I do apologise, the passive is called Dreadnought, but you release 100 stacks to do good start to damage to start attacking the opponent, while also slowing them. And next choice on the final build is Mercury's Treads. Mercury's Treads provide 25 magic resistance, while also providing the passive moves of enhanced movement at plus 0.5 movement speed, and passive tenacity, which reduces the duration of stuns, slows, taunts, fears, silences, binds, polymorphs, and immobilizes by 30%. I then use the Black Cleaver. I highly rate the Black Cleaver as one of the best weapons that you can purchase for a melee character, such as Garen. It provides 300 health, 50 attack damage, and also 20% cooldown reduction. Also carries a unique passive of dealing physical damage to an enemy champion cleaves them, reducing their armor by 5% for 6 seconds. This stacks up to 6 times, which is up to 30%. Also has a unique passive of Rage. Dealing physical damage grants 20 movement speed for 2 seconds. Assists on cleaved enemy champions or kills on any unit. Grants 60 movement speed for 2 seconds instead. This movement speed is half for ranged champions. Fantastic, fantastic purchase. I go for it in every single game. It's normally a choice between whether I start with the Black Cleaver or the Dead Man's Plate or the Spirit Visage, depending on what enemy champion is in my lane. The next item on my final build is the Maw of Malmortius, which provides 50 attack damage, 45 magic resistance, and a 10% cooldown reduction. Also carries a unique passive Lifeline. Upon taking magic damage that would reduce health below 30%, it grants a shield that absorbs magic damage equal to 300 plus 1 per bonus magic resistance for 5 seconds. It does carry a 90-second cooldown, but again a very helpful skill if you've got casters in your lane. And when Lifeline triggers, gain plus 20 attack damage, plus 10% spell vamp, and plus 10% life steal until out of combat. The next item is the Spirit Visage, which provides 500 health, 55 magic resistance, 200% base health regeneration, and 10% cooldown reduction. Also increases all healing received by 25%. And the final item that I have in my final build on Garen is the Sunfire Cape, which provides 500 health, 50 armor, and a unique passive of Immolate, which deals 25 plus 1 per champion level magic damage per second to nearby enemies, and also deals 50% bonus damage to minions and monsters. So that's my build. To see it in action, you just need to check out any of my videos when I'm carrying Garen, and obviously towards the end game, I will have purchased all of the items featured in this video. As I continue to level, I'll continue to build the Masteries as I've shown previously, input the runes as I've shown previously, and once I hit rank 20, I'll start to upgrade my runes to the tier 3 runes. Thanks for watching, guys. I know it took a little while, but I just wanted to give you all a good overview of Garen. To see it in action, as I say, I am an amateur, so don't expect pro play, but check out the videos, Check out my other videos to see other characters once they start going live. Thanks for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe. Thanks, guys.